Hey, it's Dr. Ben here. I just wanted to send you this short video. One of the most common questions I get asked all the time is, how did I even choose to be a chiropractor? And I just thought I'd share my origin story with you. I have really one person to thank for where I am today and why I do what I do, and it's this lady right here. That is my grandma, Grandma Dolly. So I grew up youngest of three in a town called Stewartville. It's in southern Minnesota, just basically a suburb of Rochester now. But after my grandpa had passed away, my grandma came to live with us, and she did so because she got all of her doctoring done at Mayo. And at that time in my life, I was pre-med, and I was actually moving in the direction of cardiovascular medicine, and life was good, but then it happened. And what had happened was that my grandma was in the hospital for some tests, and suddenly she suffered a perforated ulcer. For those of you that don't know, a perforated ulcer is where your stomach lining wears thin, and the acid contents of the stomach basically spills into the abdominal cavity. It's probably one of the most painful things a person can experience. In fact, my mom was in the hospital with her at the time, and she says that my mom was down the hallway at one of those coffee machines or something, and she heard her mom's scream of agony from down the hallway. And immediately she ran down there and turned the corner to see that it was taking two male nurses their full strength to try to contain my tiny 87-year-old grandma because she's writhing in so much pain. So they rush her into emergency surgery, and her life is saved. Afterwards, though, in conversation with the doctor, the question is posed: how does a ulcer perforate, or why did this happen? Like, we're just trying to figure out why. And kind of in a somewhat, coldish way, not that the doctor was mean, but just kind of like seen it before type thing. He just said that it was likely due to her daily use of non-steroidal anti-inflammatories like aspirin and Aleve and all of those. And for me, I was far enough along in my healthcare education that it just struck me like a bolt of lightning, in that here are these things that we thought were helping her with her pain. She suffered from reoccurring back pain and arthritis for years. And here she was taking these things that we thought were helping her, but in actuality, they were hurting her. And I'd never thought of it that way before, and it changed me. It was like a moment of illumination. It just shifted my focus from cardiovascular medicine, and I just decided right then and there that I was going to help people be as pain-free and as healthy as possible. But here's my two rules. I'm not going to prescribe medications to do so. I'm not going to do any surgeries. Well, in the surgery side, because I just can't handle blood and guts very much at all. But those are my parameters. Not that those things are wrong, but that's not for me. That's not how I wanted to pursue a career. And so that led me down the road of physical medicine, and eventually I crossed paths by Providence with a doc that was really smart, and I was able to shadow her at her clinic, and I was basically watching her go from room to room, seemingly crack backs and take x-rays. She was a chiropractor, if you haven't caught on already. But what astounded me most in her practice was in the reception area, the wall was covered in sheets of paper, and each sheet was a testimonial. And I was reading things from everything like, my sciatica is finally cured, to things like lung issues and heart issues and things of that nature were getting better as well. And these were testimonials. And so at that point, I just decided that I was going to pursue chiropractic. I was going to move in that direction. And if at any point along that pathway, if it didn't seem right, or it wasn't all that it was chalked up to be, or maybe it just didn't make sense, I was just going to jump ship. And, well, here I am. I'm in my 10th year of practice. And before that, there's quite a bit of school. So it's held its own throughout all this time. So anyways, I just wanted to share that story with you so that you know where I'm coming from and one of the reasons why I do what I do.